Should I do breath work in the morning? Should I do it before or after exercise? What about before bed? Right? What is the best time to do breath work? This is a question I get asked all the time, and unfortunately I'm not going to give you a simple answer. Right? The best time to do breath work really depends on what your intention is, what your goal is. I personally have a breathwork practice that wakes me up in the morning, but I also have a breathwork practice that winds me down at the end of the day. Right? To say the best time to do breathwork is this time of day, right? It completely kind of bypasses, well, what do I want from the practice? Right? So instead of kind of thinking of these set parameters of I do breathwork at this time, it's much more effective to actually have an understanding of what is my goal or what is my intention or what do I need or want from the practice. Then I can use the appropriate form of breathwork to take me to that goal or intention, right? And this will and should vary on a day-to-day basis. Not every day do I need something that ramps me up, right? Some days I wake up feeling quite energized and maybe I actually need to bring my nervous system down. But some days I wake up tired, right? And I do need a practice that ramps me up. Some days I don't have time in the mornings. I have to jump on calls, podcasts, right? And so if we have this really set, rigid framework of I need to do my breath work in the morning, when life happens, right, and something messes up that schedule, all of a sudden we feel out of whack because we didn't get to set our time with the schedule that we had, right, and the intention that we had. And so instead of just having this idea of I do it at this time, I'd really encourage you to think, what do I want from the practice? How much time do I have available? And what is the tool that's going to get me there? And this kind of brings me to the point that if you don't have a clear understanding of how to use your breath to take you to different places, then we have a really kind of rigid, inflexible tool that only serves one purpose, right? From point A to point B. If instead you have this adaptable, dynamic, versatile practice that I know how to take myself up, I know how to take myself down, I know how to create balance, I know how to ramp up my energy, I know how to hit the button for relaxation, then based on how you're feeling in this moment, right, today, then you can choose the appropriate practice. And this is the difference between understanding principles and having a method, right? If I just have a method that takes me in one direction, it's very different to understanding the principles of what is this breath practice going to do for me in this moment, right? So I would encourage you, deepen your understanding of which breathing patterns or protocols create what type of response in your body. And once you do that work, the time to do breath work is all the time, right? You're feeling a little bit stressed at work, there's a tool you can use to bring yourself down in the moment. You can't sleep at night, there's a tool you can use to induce that relaxation state and facilitate the transition into sleep. Right? You wake up in the middle of the night, right? So there's all of these varying applications that instead of what time do I do breath work, it's what do I need right now? Let me grab the tool that's most effective in taking me in that direction. I hope this kind of just sheds a little bit of light. So instead of thinking, I need to do breath work at this time versus this time, what do you need, right? And then choosing the appropriate tool from there. I hope this helps just shed a little bit of light. And if you are interested in deepening your understanding and application of breathwork as a tool for self-regulation and self-optimization, then I encourage you to hit subscribe, get notified when I'm dropping these new videos.